Hello there. This is the first part in a series meant to explain topics related to threats in the cyber realm. Today, we're going to explore how ClickFix has been abused by threat actors to gain access to victim environments. We'll also touch on what CyberMax does to combat those threats. What is ClickFix? ClickFix is a social engineering technique to trick a user into running malicious commands on their endpoint, thereby infecting themselves with malware. The user can be lured into doing this through phishing emails, malvertising, search engine optimization poisoning, or cloned websites, all of which ultimately guide the user to visit a site where embedded scripts automatically place commands into the user's clipboard used for copy and paste. Pop-ups from the site then instruct victims to paste these commands into the Windows Run dialog or the PowerShell terminal, unwittingly executing malware payloads. Researchers first uncovered the technique in the summer of 2024, and it has spread like wildfire since. In the wild. One such campaign focuses on reCAPTCHA, a free service provided by Google which distinguishes human users from automated bots. Like the rest of the campaigns, these sites provide an excellent opportunity for attackers to trick users into executing malware-laden commands on their own machines because they require user interaction already. That is to say, the user is trained to interact and respond, doing exactly what the existing prompts say to do. Closer examination. Shown here, ostensibly by searching for a free PDF software, we can see we've landed on a page which presents us with a fake reCAPTCHA, making sure we're not robots. The user is trained through previous interactions to follow the instructions on screen. Normally, CAPTCHAs request you find bicycles, bridges, objects with tires, things of that nature. Here, the threat actor embeds instructions in the pop-up screen, which asks the user to do the following. Press and hold the Windows key plus R, opening the Windows Run dialog. In the verification window, press Ctrl V, unwittingly pasting malicious code, and press Enter to execute the code. Working in the background of this page is JavaScript code which copies a malicious command into the user's clipboard. The threat actor is accounted for the appearance of their request by placing the malicious code at the very front of the clipboard and inserting a commented segment of code which will not execute at the end. Since the dialog box shows the most recent text last, the malicious code is hidden from the user who only sees the seemingly innocuous comment, "I am not a robot, reCAPTCHA verification with a random ID." The final instruction asks the user to hit the Enter key. This executes the malicious code stored in the front of the paste. MSHTA reaching out to a remote website with a highly malicious remote access tool. Effectiveness. This initial access technique is effective for many reasons. Even if a user were to observe the injected code, many are not familiar with native operating system commands and may not understand the consequences of continuing with the instructions. Likewise, attackers have abused JavaScript code, an all but required language to ensure proper browser and site functionality to make the leap from the web to the host. They've also abused living off the land binaries, commonly referred to as lowbins, to execute their payloads, building into normal operating system functions and making native EDR or AV detections difficult. Lowbins used for ingress during this campaign include, but may not be limited to, MSHTA, PowerShell modules, certutil, curl, and wget. Many times, follow-on malware are info stealers, remote access tools such as Vidar Stealer, Danabot, Llama Stealer, or Net Support Rat. What is CyberMax doing to detect this attack? CyberMax's threat intelligence team has been monitoring this attack since its inception. The team has created custom detections around lowbin commands and processes which cause ingress through MSHTA, PowerShell modules, certutil, curl, wget, and others in the context of the attack. Likewise, our SOC is trained and well-versed on how to identify and respond to these attacks. Mitigations and recommendations. User training. Emphasize that legitimate sites will never ask users to paste commands into system dialogues. Computer policies. Harden PowerShell, restrict or disable lowbins used for ingress like MSHTA, certutil, and others via group policy or app blocker. Email and network defenses. Implement robust phishing filters and scanning to intercept the initial lures. And lastly, you can disable the Windows Run dialog by pasting this command into an administrative command prompt locally or setting it through group policy. Awareness. While user awareness is key to prevention, ultimately it only goes so far. It's important to be aware that most of the follow-on activity in these attacks is aimed at harvesting credential data from the victim. Quickly removing access to the environment and rotating credentials for the user is crucial. Even though attacks occur quickly, it may take a threat actor time to exploit the credentials they've just acquired. Thanks for joining us today as we've examined ClickFix. Please like, follow, subscribe, and share, as we'll be posting an update on where this technique is heading shortly.